Welcome to the class, and in this I'm going to do consumers equilibrium. All this while we were trying to get here, that is the determination of consumers equilibrium. That means how much of a commodity a consumer will actually buy to be absolutely satisfied. That level of satisfaction which cannot be disturbed, which will not be disturbed for some time. So that is what we are going to really talk about. So when we are doing consumers equilibrium, there is for one commodity, we have one commodity model and we have a two commodity model. So once again, what is consumers equilibrium? It tells you about how much will a consumer buy or consume to be in equilibrium. So I just want you to see this. So just see the definition. How do we define it? What actually is consumers equilibrium? So a consumer is said to be in equilibrium when he allocates his given income to the purchase of different goods in a manner such that his total satisfaction is maximized. Any change in the allocation of income under the given circumstance, under any given circumstances, will lead to a fall in the total satisfaction or the total utility. So that is what you can see. So that is consumers equilibrium. So what is it? To allocate his given income to the purchase of different goods in a manner such that his total satisfaction is maximized. So it is a situation wherein a consumer gets maximum satisfaction of his given income and he has no tendency to make any change in his existing expenditure. So that is consumers equilibrium. So talking about this, we are going to talk about there are two approaches. There are two cases to it. One is the one commodity case, as you can see. So there are two approaches to consumers equilibrium in the utility analysis. Of course, we are going to do the utility analysis. In utility analysis itself, there is one commodity and two commodity. And there is another approach to consumers equilibrium, that is the indifference curve analysis, which we will do later. That is by Professor Hicks. So let's do the consumers equilibrium in utility analysis. We have the case of a single commodity. Now in a single commodity, say X commodity, a consumer will be in equilibrium when marginal utility measured in money terms from a commodity, that is X, is equal to the price paid for it. So MUX is equal to PX. So that is one. And another is in case of two commodities. A consumer in consumption of two commodities, say X and Y, will be in equilibrium when he spends his money income in such a way that marginal utility of the last rupee spent on each commodity is equal. That is you have MUX. Let's look at this. That is no, this is not it. So that is MUX upon PX is equal to MUY upon PY. So that the two commodity model I will do in detail. But before that, I want you to see that what are the assumptions for the one when we do the one commodity model. So assumptions relating to consumers equilibrium: he should be a rational consumer. Consumers assumed to be rational, the one who wants to get maximum satisfaction out of his given income. Then in this, we use a cardinal utility, both for one and two both. So cardinal utility is used here. That means a utility of every commodity can be measured in terms of numbers such as 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And then third point is that it is assumed that the utility that a consumer gets from a commodity depends upon the quantity of that very commodity alone. It is not affected by the consumption of other goods. So a little bit of a white watertight we have to be in. And then marginal utility of money is constant. It is assumed that the money measures the marginal utility of a commodity. As such, its own marginal utility should remain constant. Now, what is marginal utility of money? The question arises is, after all, what is the marginal utility of money? Now, marginal utility of money refers to the worth of a rupee to a consumer. That is what is worth of a rupee to a consumer. So simply now in these models what we do is we take 1 util is equal to 1 rupee and then measure, then it becomes simple. So it is assumed that marginal utility of money is constant because it is a measuring rod for a rupee worth of satisfaction. So this is what is when we are talking about assumptions. Now, when you're doing marginal utility analysis and consumers equilibrium in the one commodity case, we have to consider 3 things. One is the price of the commodity, second, marginal and total utility of the commodity, and the marginal utility in terms of money. So just looking at this, you can just have a look here that, you know, if you just diagrammatically just to show what it is, you can see that MUX is equal to P. That means here we see OQ units. He will be in equilibrium when he buys OQ units, where his marginal utility is given is up to the price that he's ready to pay, the market price that is there. So that is what is here. And now to explain it in terms of, say, cardinally, because he himself has done it cardinally, so let's explain it cardinally with the help of a table. Now in the table we see that first of all, let me tell you that what are the conditions, the equilibrium conditions. First is that marginal utility should be equal to price, and the second is the total gain falls as more is purchased after equilibrium. So in this, when you see the table, in the first we have the consumption in consumption units, then in total utility in rupees, marginal utility is the third column, price that he is willing to pay in rupees, that is equal to marginal utility because 1 util is equal to 1 rupee. Then the market price, which is 10, which is fixed. Expenditure, that is 10 into 1, 10 into 2, etc. 10 into the units purchased, and the total gain that you see. So when you refer to the table, you see that the price of the commodity X in the market is rupees 10 per unit. It means that he has to pay rupees 10 per unit for all the units he buys. The utility obtained from the first unit is 15 utils, that is rupees 15. That means that he bought it for 10 rupees, but the satisfaction that he got was 15 utils. So he has a surplus. So will he buy the second unit? So of course he'll buy this unit because the utility of this unit is greater than the price, rupees 10. So will he buy the second unit? So it will depend on the utility obtained from the second unit. Yes, it is 13, rupees 13. He will buy the second unit also. Will he buy the third unit? The utility of the third unit is 10 utils, that is rupees 10. The price paid is also rupees 10. Since the utility equals price, he will buy the third unit also. So here is his equilibrium. Now let us even consider, will he buy the next unit? Let us take the next unit. Now will he buy the fourth unit? Utility of this unit is 6 utils, that is rupees 6. He will not buy the fourth unit because utility is less than the price. It is not worth buying the fourth unit. The consumer will restrict his purchase only to 3 units because the price is much more. He is willing to pay only 6 and the market price is 10. So why will he do that? So the difference between utility and price of a unit of a commodity represents the gain to the consumer from that unit. Let me repeat once again. Now you see the difference between utility that the consumer gets and the price of a unit of a commodity represents the gain to the consumer from that unit. For example, utility of the first unit of X is rupees 15 and the price paid is rupees 10. So the gain is rupees 5, that is 15 minus 10. Similarly, gain from the second unit is rupees 3 and from the third unit it is 0. So the total gain from 3 units is rupees 8, that is 5 plus 3 plus 0. So if he also buys a fourth unit, the total gain would be less. Gain from the fourth unit is negative, that is minus 4 is equal to 6 minus 10. So the total gain from 4 units is rupees 4. That means 5 minus 3 plus 0 minus 4. So the consumer maximizes his gain only when he buys only 3 units. So let us conclude. So in conclusion, we can say that in a single commodity case, a consumer makes purchases only up to the point where the utility of the last unit is equal to the price of that unit. So we can say, let's use the economic term, say marginal utility, which means marginal utility is equal to the price that he pays. So in addition to the total utility from the consumption of one more unit of a commodity, that is marginal utility. So what is marginal utility? It is addition to the total utility from the consumption of one more unit of a commodity. So when a consumer buys the first unit, he moves from a position of 0 unit to 1 unit. The utility of the first unit, that is 15, rupees 15, is a marginal utility of 1 unit. When he buys one more unit, the utility obtained from the second unit, that is rupees 13, is the marginal utility of 2 units. Like this, the marginal utility of the 3 units is rupees 10. The sum total of the marginal utilities of the 3 units is the total utility of all these 3 units. So we have seen above that the consumer maximizes gains when he buys just 3 units. And note that the marginal utility of 3 units is rupees 10 and the price paid for the third unit is also 10. So it means that the consumer maximizes gains when the marginal utility equals price. Clearly, he does not maximize. Clearly, we see it is here that he maximizes gains, or he does not maximize his, and he loses if the marginal utility is less than price. So let's just talk about the equilibrium conditions again. Mu is equal to P, which happens here, and the total gains falls as more is purchased after equilibrium. So if he goes to purchase the fourth one, so what happens? Actually, he will lose. So the total gain is rupees 8 up till here, and the purchase of fourth unit brings down the gain to rupees 4. So with that, I hope you've understood what is consumer's equilibrium in case of one commodity.